Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be trying ZULAY's adhesive combinations. It's not really a kit, but I did get them separate. So first thing I have is the Bling Adhesive Activator. So this goes on as a spray after you apply the adhesive. So I've been excited to use that. Next is the actual Bling adhesive. So I didn't realize how fast that dries, but yeah, these pretty much go hand in hand, and the activator just kind of helps it dry faster, I believe. Next is the cluster gel, which I did not use today, but it does really well, and I like it, so I've been needing to get another one of those. I was excited about this too. This is a glow in the dark top coat, so I am excited to show y'all how that works as well. And next, I am going to be using Valentino just as a base underneath everything. And the Milky White, this is why I'm using clear base. I got this from my local nail supply store, and I really like it. This is the bling that came with the Bling adhesive from ZULAY. And then also, I got these blue rhinestones. I bought those for a client who didn't actually go through with the order. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to begin by putting on my base. And so this is just a tip. I have that tacked on with a sticky tab, which they're okay, but hopefully I can find something a little bit better than that to stick my nails on because it comes off. So now I'm going to be putting on the base, which this is Crystal Clear, I think it's called, by Valentino. And right here, I was actually using one of my older brushes. That's because I had acrylic in my favorite brush, which is a size 16, and this is a size 8. So I was just doing my best at first, trying to use this brush, and then I realized, okay, this is a little smaller than I like to work with, but also I haven't used this since I was a beginner, really. So I really end up having to switch. And so you'll see that, me using a different brush. It was a lot easier for me to use this brush, and I just kind of speeding up my application process because I'm still a little slow. But yeah, I'm just putting the base on there, and yeah, I'll pop back in a minute. So now I'm going to go in with the 8080 grit hand file, and this is to clean up the shape. And I actually don't use an e-file when I do press-on tips. I use a hand file. It's just quicker and honestly easier. So I'm just going through and kind of sharpening it up a little bit and taking out any curves that I see in the side of the nail. I'll be doing this for all sides of the nail, and then you'll see me do the top. Yeah, so some of this is actually out of the frame. I didn't realize how hard it would be to record filing from this angle. I thought it would make it easier, but obviously not. And so right here, it's out of frame, but I am still just filing the nail. So now I'm just checking the angle just to make sure everything looks okay. And to me, it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my polishing. And this is a milky white. It is a true milky white. So I like this polish because you really don't have to do a lot of work to make it, you know, actually milky and still have that clear tint, as long as you're using the clear base. So I'm just gonna go in, and here is just what it looks like before you apply it. And again, some of this is going to truly be out of frame, and I'm sorry about that, but I am still trying to figure out these angles. So you're gonna see me finish up with polishing, and then I'll check back in. So now I'm going in with the second coat here, and pretty much just repeating the process, making sure anything I missed in the first coat, I'm getting that second layer in. Okay, so here's actually where I do the second layer. I don't know what happened with the first clip, but anyways, I'm going in now with the second layer, and pretty much just, like I said, repeating the process and going through, making sure I'm covering any areas on the sides that I didn't get the first time. You don't want to do that the first time because you can make the nail really bulky, putting too much polish on that first coat. So I'm trying to perfect my shape, and I'm just going in and doing that. Okay, now I'm doing my final coat. I feel like for this particular polish, 3 coats worked good enough, you know, for what I was looking to do. And again, it's out of frame a little bit, but yeah, I'm just going in and putting my final coat, and then we'll begin the art. So now this is what it looks like with all 3 coats. And now I'm gonna go in with that glow-in-the-dark top coat that I mentioned. And so this has got a yellow tint to it, and I kind of like that because, you know, you can see where you've already applied it. So I'm just going in and covering the full nail with that as well. And I like to do this so I don't have to worry about messing with it with the art on there, or the jewelry, you know, the stones. So I'm applying that first. So next I'm actually going to open up the rhinestones I got from that nail supply store, and I learned a cool little trick. I didn't know you could take those lids off of them, but yeah, so I did that, and this is what I'm going to be using. Just grabbing some random stones. I didn't even know at this point what I was going to do with the stones, but I did just pick out some that I thought were cute and would kind of go with the design a little bit. And yeah. So these are the stones I got from ZULAY, and I actually really like these, honestly. Yeah, they're actually a little shinier than what you might get at Amazon. So I really enjoyed putting these on there because I feel like it gave it an extra spark that sometimes you don't get with the basic rhinestones. So this is when I started using the bling adhesive, and actually I got a little nervous because I haven't used it in a while. I know with ZULAY in particular, she, her glue, any type of glue, is really good. So, you kind of got to work a little quick if you want to have the, stones set correctly. So I was actually kind of surprised that I didn't get it down. But again, it's been literally years since I actually used it. So I'm just placing the stones the best way I can, and we're just gonna pretend that I put these on completely straight, and you'll see what I'm talking about at the end. It's not terrible, but they're not up to my liking. Let me just say that. So I'm just gonna be putting those on, and I'll pop back in a minute. This is where I started putting on the rhinestones, and this is not the wax stick that I normally use, so I was a little frustrated trying to use this thing. I haven't used this in forever, but I normally use like an actual wax pencil that I got off of Amazon a while ago, and I like that a lot better. But yeah, this did what I needed to do, at least. So I'm just putting the rhinestones on, and then I'll kind of show, what I had done so far every now and again. And I couldn't wait to spray that stuff on. I had never used this before with any brand or anything, but yeah, I went and sprayed it, and I was like, I really don't feel like I needed it, honestly, but yeah, I went ahead and put it on there, and yeah, the stones didn't really go anywhere. I checked them to make sure that it was dry, and it was. And if you're a nail tech and you don't wipe your rhinestones after you apply them, then you should do it because it really does help them and make them shinier. So I went in with a paper towel to kind of help get more of the residue off after the alcohol wipe. But yeah, that was pretty much the finished look. I did add a top coat on afterwards, and that was Nails by Deb's top coat. It didn't show when I was trying to show it. But yeah, so I just wanted to give it more of a finished look, and so I put a little bit of that on the top and kind of helped to seal those stones in. And this is pretty much what I came up with. So just kind of finishing up, I went back in with that 80/80 file and just kind of cleaned up. After you apply so many top coats and layers, you got to go back in and reshape. So that's all I'm doing right here. And I wish it would have got some of the angle in there, but it didn't, which is fine. And I'm just dusting it off, and yeah, here is the finished look.